God says, don't make this mistake again. You've seen this before. You've felt this before. You've gone through this before. And yet, you are standing in a similar situation again. God says this is not a coincidence. This is a pattern that keeps repeating until you choose differently. God says, think about it. What is it in your life that keeps coming back? The same type of situation, the same kind of people, the same outcome. God says that is not bad luck. That is a lesson that has not been fully learned yet. God says mistakes are not the problem. Repeating them is. God says the first time, you didn't know. The second time, you started to notice. But now, you are aware. God says awareness changes everything. Because now, you have a choice. God says you can continue the same pattern, or you can break it. God says breaking a pattern is not easy because it requires you to act differently, to choose differently, to respond differently. God says sometimes the mistake feels comfortable, familiar, because you've experienced it before, even if it didn't end well. God says familiarity can be dangerous because it tricks you into thinking it's safe. God says, but you already know how it ends. God says, do not ignore that. Do not forget that. God says this is your moment to do something different, to choose better, to trust what you have learned. God says you have grown. You have gained experience. You have seen the results of that mistake. God says, so why repeat it? God says sometimes you give too many chances. Sometimes you ignore red flags. Sometimes you convince yourself it will be different this time. God says, but deep inside, you know the truth. God says, listen to that. Trust that. God says this is not about fear. It is about wisdom. It is about using what you've learned. God says growth happens when you stop repeating what hurt you. God says you deserve better decisions, better situations, better outcomes. God says, but that starts with your choices. God says, do not let emotions make this decision for you. Do not let comfort pull you back. God says, choose clarity, choose awareness, choose growth. God says this is your test, a test of what you have learned, a test of how much you've grown. God says passing this test means doing what is right, not what is easy. God says you are not the same person you were before, so do not make the same decision. God says this time, pause, think, remember. Remember what happened before. Remember how it felt. God says let that guide you. God says this is your opportunity to break the cycle, to move forward, to create something different. God says don't make this mistake again. Type Amen if you choose growth.